Hi, fight fans, and welcome back to LL Sports TV. Hope you're doing well. Now, over the weekend, there was a highly entertaining fight that took place over in San Antonio, Texas. The fight I'm referring to was the fight between Mexico's Isaac Pitbull Cruz. He was taking on Washington's Lamont the Reaper Roach Jr. Now, this fight was for the WBC Super Lightweight title. It was an interim title. It was vacant. And the fight was one of those where you get a clash of styles that gel to produce a highly competitive, intense, but entertaining fight. Now, the fight ended in a majority draw. The three judges scored the fight. One of them scored it 115 to 111 to Isaac Cruz. The other two judges both had it 113, 113, which equals a majority draw. Now, the result was, if not controversial, then it was certainly disputed by both fighters. Both fighters, as you can imagine, felt they'd done enough to win the fight. And indeed, if you went online after the fight, you could see that opinion as to who won was fairly divided. Now, I watched the fight live, as I always tend to do. I also scored the fight, as I always tend to do. Personally, I thought Lamont Roach won by a couple of rounds. There was some swing rounds, there's no doubt about that. And boxing scoring being what I call the mother of all subjectivity, you can understand why opinion was divided. Now, going into the fight, Isaac Cruz was the slight favourite. He's the natural light welterweight, having previously held the full WBC light welterweight championship of the world, which he won back in 2024 by knocking out Rolly Romero in 8 rounds. As for Lamont Roach, he's the current WBA super featherweight champion. He was coming up in weight for this fight. Lamont Roach's style can be described as very technical. He's a very good boxer. He has good speed, good footwork, good ring IQ. Pitbull Cruz, I mean, the moniker says it all. Relentless, come forward, aggressive, comes behind a high guard, but he uses a low trajectory, and once inside looks to work the body and the head simultaneously with hooks, uppercuts, and jabs and anything. I mean, this guy's very aggressive. He throws a lot of punches. But Lamont Roach, he's a very good fighter, as I said, but he can stand and trade as well where he deems it necessary. Something he showed in abundance when he fought Gervonta Tank Davis to a controversial draw back in March of this year. Many people thought that Lamont Roach won the fight that night, myself included. And it's interesting because Pitbull Cruz has also shared a ring with Tank Davis. Pitbull fought Tank Davis back in 2021, and he gave Tank Davis a very, very good fight before losing on points. So, to the fight then. The fight started with Pitbull employing his usual, as I said before, unrelenting, aggressive, pressure style. Comes forward, like I said, uses that height guard. He's quite short for the weight, and he does use it to his advantage by adopting a low trajectory. And then what he will do is look to get inside and, like I said before, go to the head and body, use clubbing, powerful hooks and uppercuts and stuff like that. So Pitbull Cruz's intention is always to make the fight a physical war of attrition, whereas Lamont Roach, he started the fight by looking to use his jab, use his feet, box from range, try and control the distance, try and use his jab to offset Pitbull Cruz and use his precise counter-punching to keep Pitbull off him, essentially. But I thought Pitbull made a decent start and he enjoyed some success. And in the third round, he had some significant success when he scored a knockdown in the third round. I think it was a counter left hook that had Lamont Roach momentarily disoriented and off balance, and it caused his hand to touch the canvas. The referee correctly ruled that as a knockdown. But thereafter, I thought that Lamont Roach composed himself well. He began to work his way into the fight. And as the fight went on, I felt Lamont Roach began to hold his ground more. He exchanged combinations with Pitbull. He landed some quality shots of his own. And it was an entertaining back and forth battle. Watching the fight as I did, I just felt that as the fight progressed, Lamont Roach seemed to display the superior punch volume and accuracy. I thought that after round 3, he appeared to weather the storm, and I thought he made the right adjustments at the right time and boxed effectively for the majority of the middle and late rounds. And you could see that Pitbull Cruz was becoming frustrated. And you could see that he was doing that by engaging in what I call illegal tactics. When I say illegal tactics, I'm talking about excess holding and clinching. He was hitting low quite often. He was actually docked a point in round 7 for those tactics. So it seems like the ref was sufficiently moved to take a point. But I also felt that Pitbull Cruz was showing some frustration in the way that he was uncharacteristically for him. He started moving around the ring in some of the later rounds, which was a surprise to me because normally he's got one mode, which is to come forward. In this fight, he started to go backwards at points, which I thought, it's a bit of a surprise. And as I said, uncharacteristic for Pitbull Cruz. But yeah, very good fight. I mean, at the end of the 12 hard fought and entertaining rounds, I immediately thought to myself that the scorecards for this fight will be interesting because with a lot of these fights, you have the clash of styles like this. It can depend on whose style you like more. Yeah, at the end of 12 hard fought and entertaining rounds, the fight went to the scorecards. And the decision, as I said earlier, was declared a majority draw. Now, this is Lamont Roach's second straight fight that has ended in a majority draw. The first being, as I said previously, against Gervonta Davis back in March. As I said as well, I think he won both of those fights. So you can understand his frustration when he said in the post-fight interview, I just want a fair shake. I actually felt sorry for the guy. But to conclude, though, the fight was a very good fight. The majority draw was probably a reflection of the action in the ring, which was intense. It was a clash of styles, and obviously you're going to have contrasting opinions on who deserved to win. I mean, Pitbull Cruz, for the most part, using constant pressure. I think it's fair to say that he exhibited the greater power in the fight. He scored the knockdown in the 3rd round. But for me, I felt that Lamont Roach demonstrated the superior technical boxing. I think he was the more accurate. I think he was the more prolific. I think he made the necessary adjustments, and I think he won the fight. But it wasn't to be. It was a close call, and whoever you thought won the fight, I don't think either side could say it was a robbery. But the consensus by many who watched the fight seemed to prefer, like myself, Lamont Roach's superior boxing skills and punch output. The punch stats seem to back that up. Lamont Roach appeared to land more shots. I think the official punch stats for the fight had Roach outlanding Isaac Cruz by, I think it was something like 191 to 159. But anyway, the fight was given as a draw, and the draw allows Pitbull Cruz to retain his interim title. Now, afterwards, both fighters appeared to welcome a rematch. Now, I would certainly welcome a rematch. I think both fighters put on an excellent display, and for that, both fighters should be congratulated. So, yeah, it was a draw, but it was a very good fight. Let's run this back. Let's run it back early next year. Why not? I think it'd be a good look. And yeah, let's see what happens in the rematch. But until then, thanks so much for watching this video. Really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments your views on the fight, who you thought won. Yeah. Catch you in the next one. I'm out.